everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new here, hi, hello. My name is Carrie. Nice to meet you via the internet. This is my dog Blanca. If you've been here before, welcome on back. Today we're just going to sit down and have a chat. I started off the morning thinking that I was going to do a vlog style video where I take you guys along with me throughout the day, and then I realized midday that I haven't just sat down and talked to you guys in a while, so something in me wanted to do that. Before we get into the video, please take this moment to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you have notifications turned on, set to always. That means that you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video so that you never miss anything from me. I am really excited that Halo Top is sponsoring today's video. I'll tell you guys more about Halo Top's campaign in just a moment. This day started off so lovely. It was just one of those super simple days, but you just do all of these little things that make you happy, and it ends up making the day just so pleasurable. I know for me, I'm the happiest when I am doing little things throughout the day that make me happy. So this morning I spent time in the garden and I harvested some vegetables that were ready. I went on a walk with Alex. We went on a 2-hour walk and it was just so lovely. We just kept going. We just kept walking and walking, and just feeling the sunshine and seeing how happy it makes Blanca just made me really happy. And then we came home and we made a really delicious breakfast. Alex is so good at breakfast and he loves cooking with sweet potato, so we had a ton of sweet potato. We took some squash that we had harvested this morning, added that in. We made some scrambled eggs and we put everything together on some avocado toast with Vegemite, which was delicious. So it was just a really nice morning, and then I gave Alex a haircut. I know I'm always really happy when I'm learning something new, and today I cut Alex's hair for the second time, so I feel like I learned a little bit more today, and it's just fun to learn how to do his haircut because it's a very complicated haircut, but it's actually easier than it looks. I've got my Halo Top ice cream right here next to me. I actually had to hide that from Alex in the freezer because he loves this ice cream and will devour it in a day. We've been eating it like crazy. After I tell you guys about Halo Top's Stop Shooting Yourself campaign, I'm going to go in and read some questions that you guys sent in for me on Instagram. You guys sent such great questions that I cannot wait to answer, and we'll do a bit of a life update. I love that Halo Top's Stop Shooting Yourself is a campaign that's focused on well-being, because their ice cream is delicious, and then on top of that, when you have holistic well-being involved with ice cream, it's just a very good combination if you ask me. I know for me, I'm always telling myself that I should be doing more. There's always more that I could be doing. I love being productive, and that's something that really motivates me, especially when it's something creative. It honestly makes me happy. But I had a hard time, especially when we were home a lot and there was a lot going on in the world. I kept telling myself that I should be more productive while I'm here at home, and I realized through this time that it's not about being more productive. It was about slowing down, and sometimes, you know, life is really difficult to find the balance that we need. I think balance can be a really complicated word because people are always like, you have to find your balance, but finding your balance isn't always the easiest thing to do. And I think life is all about ebb and flows. I think we can be really hard on ourselves when it comes to balance, and we can tell ourselves that you need to have this perfect life balance. And I just feel like life is, you know, a series of different places that we feel called to show up for, and there may be times in our life where we feel more called to show up to this aspect of our life, whether it be work or family, and then other times we need to show up more for me time. And I think that it's all about just going with the flow. I think instead of listening to yourself tell you what you should be doing all the time, or listening to what other people think you should be doing all the time, it's about looking within into your heart and realizing what it is that you want to be doing and where you want to focus your energy. If you are renting and plan to move, will you take your garden with you? If so, how? This is a great question, something Alex and I have talked about. We are renting this place, so it depends on the new tenants if they want to keep the vegetable garden, which that is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that some people come in that are interested in having a vegetable garden and they can tend to it and take care of it, and it can kind of be like our gift to them. If they don't want it, I guess they could get rid of it and just regrow the grass there. It would make me very sad. We wouldn't be able to bring this with us where we're planning on moving, which I will answer that question later on in the video. I'm gonna save that question for the last, but I kind of have some news for you guys, so just keep watching if you want to know what that is. How many babies do you and Alex want to have? We want 2. We want 1 boy and 1 girl. I would be fine with 2 girls. We definitely want girls. Alex wants to be a girl dad, which I love, and I feel like he would be really good at it. I hope I get a girl, but if I end up getting 2 boys, that's okay too. We're kind of just, we'll be happy with whatever we get, but we definitely want to have 2, I believe, 3 max. What kind of meals do you make with your garden? We cook from the garden every single day. We come out here and pull different veggies all the time, whether it be lettuce or kale or peppers or zucchini. We tend to make a lot of things that have a lot of veggies inside because we do have an abundance of veggies growing in our vegetable garden. As you guys probably saw from my vegetable garden tour, we have quite a big space here growing a lot of veggies, so we try to really come up with new ideas and be creative with things that we can create in the garden. And over the last 1.5 years, I've really learned new recipes of how to use these vegetables because, you know, I didn't always cook with so many veggies all the time, and that's the best thing about having a vegetable garden is it makes you eat more veggies, which is really good for you. That reminds me that I just came out with a new IGTV series on my Instagram where I use a lot of vegetables from the kitchen and make super simple recipes. So I have a new video coming up on Instagram every single week where I show you guys recipes like zucchini fries or a zoodle pesto pasta or just kale chips, anything that's just super easy to do with the vegetables that you have growing in your garden. Obviously, you don't have to have a vegetable garden for these recipes. You can just pick up these veggies at your local market, but I figured it would be a great way to help the people who did start a vegetable garden recently figure out new ways to cook with their veggies. Has postponing your wedding also meant pushing back other life plans? The answer is yes. I think that, you know, we would be on our honeymoon right now, and who kind of knows what would have happened after that. We had some plans about where we may or may not move, and those were up in the air, but we were kind of solidifying them. And you know, we're not married yet, and the plan was to be married, so that's different, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what that's going to look like. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, and making choices and decisions is difficult right now because there is so much unknown going on in the world. And so you can hear the ambulance around. I'm here in LA. There's a lot happening still, and so we're just taking everything day by day right now. And we've really taken this time to take a step back and really figure out exactly what we want our future to look like. And this is definitely something we talked about before we decided to get married. We've always kind of been on the same page about what we want our future to look like. But having this downtime at home, like with less kind of moving and honestly less work and more time to just kind of chat through things, we've really come to some conclusions in terms of like what we want our future to look like for sure. We've been able to take the time to start making steps in the direction that we want our life to be. So yes, maybe it was derailed in terms of what our plans were going to be, but also it has allowed us to really hone in on what we want to do and to make time for kind of doing the pre-production, if you will, of getting our life onto the track that we want it to be. Any recommendations for getting rid of aphids all over my green leafy vegetables? I have a homemade pesticide and I saved it on to my veggie garden highlight that's on my Instagram. So that is one way, that is a great way to start removing some of your aphids, and also pruning, making sure that you don't have a lot of your leafy greens laying on the soil. Like our kale, for instance, we like to cut the whole stem so that it's nice and clean and there's no leaves hanging in the soil. If you can hear kids, it's because my neighbor's kids are playing outside right now, and their dog is out there too. But the more you clean it up and you don't have leaves hanging on the soil, that's kind of where the bugs like to crawl up, and kind of like that's how they get to the leaves, is that they crawl up from the soil. So if you keep it a lot cleaner, you'll have healthier leaves. The next question is, what is your favorite way to unwind? Honestly, just being home. I unwind the best when I'm home. After I film this video, I'll turn off the camera, I'll go inside. I can already smell that Alex is cooking some dinner right now, which is so nice. Him and I switch in and out of who's doing the cooking. You know, we kind of just go based off of like who's feeling it that night, and because I had to film this video, he took the reins on that one, which is really nice because I'm gonna unwind by eating dinner. We also have been doing meditation every night at 8 p.m., which has been so nice. I have a really interesting story for you guys. We have a Buddhist monk who lives in our neighborhood, and we've noticed him like on and off for the last year and a half, and one day we decided on our walk to go up and say hi to him, and we started talking because we noticed the last time we saw him that he was doing a live stream, like a yoga live stream in his front yard. He like had a little sign outside of his front yard that said like, please be quiet, live stream in progress. And we were like, oh cool, does he do like yoga live stream? And so we asked him about it, and he was like, yeah, I do yoga every single morning on Zoom, and I also do a meditation every night at 8 p.m. And we started talking to him, and Alex is really good at picking up you know, accents, and so he was like, oh, this accent sounds so familiar, and he was like, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? And the monk said, I'm from Sri Lanka. And we had Lanka with us on the walk, and we were just like, we love Sri Lanka. This is our dog Lanka. For those of you who don't know, we Lanka was a street dog in Sri Lanka when we were traveling there, and we rescued him and brought him home to the United States, and it was a whole process, and it was amazing. It was like the best decision we've ever made in our life, and we were just so excited to meet our neighbor who was from Sri Lanka and has devoted his life to meditation and does these meditations every night at 8 p.m. and it was just this beautiful serendipitous moment that we were just like and he was just so nice, and he was like, please join the Zooms, like they're totally free, and like we'd love for you to, you know, he like pet Lanka on the head, and Lanka was just so sweet to him, and they just like had this moment, and he was like, oh my gosh, he does look like all of the dogs from Sri Lanka. Like this is exactly what, you know, I grew up with this type of dog, because a lot of people are always like, what is he? Because in the United States we don't have dogs that look like Lanka at all. Like I've never seen a dog that looks like Lanka here, honestly. Every now and then you see something that you're like, are they maybe? But for the most part, like he sticks out like sore thumb when we go places, and so it was just so cool that he like connected with us in that way. And so we've been doing meditation a lot together, which has been really cool because he does a guided meditation, and at the end he does a teaching, and his teachings are incredible. So it's just been a really nice way to unwind. But honestly, just being home, eating dinner, you know, putting on music, you know, coming out here as the sun sets. You know, we usually run around the backyard with Lanka in the evening, or we go on a walk if we didn't go on one in the morning. But just being home is my favorite place to unwind. This is going to be the last question, and I've saved the best for last because this is a little bit of news. And some of you guys already know this because a couple of you asked about it in the questions, and I'm excited to kind of just like tell you guys where we're at in that process. It kind of gives me like a little bit of butterflies, honestly. But I got a couple questions about this. Somebody said, are you and Alex still planning to move to New Zealand at some point? we got a couple of questions about New Zealand. So we started the visa process for me. For those of you who don't know, Alex has his citizenship for New Zealand. His father was born there and he was able to pass his passport down to his 2 boys. So they both have their citizenship of New Zealand. So I started my visa for residency in New Zealand. It takes time, and it actually takes a little bit more time right now because of COVID, I believe. But because he is a citizen, I'm able to get it as his partner. So I have applied as his partner, and we have started the process, and we plan on living in New Zealand in the near future. So yeah, that is a really big decision and exciting change, and will be a really exciting chapter in our life. We want to have our kids there in New Zealand, and we don't know what the future holds in terms of us, like where will we always stay in New Zealand? We don't know, but the current plan right now is to move there in the near future. So we don't know how long the process will take. It could take 3 months, it could take 6 months, it could take a year, especially right now with the world just being so unknown due to COVID. We're just kind of taking it step by step and seeing how it unfolds, but that is something that I personally, and Alex as well, we talk about it like literally every day, how excited we are for that chapter of our life. It's going to be really exciting, and we look at houses all the time to just kind of see where we would want to end up and what it would look like and how it would be. And I can tell you one thing, I will have the vegetable garden of my dreams if we move to New Zealand. So I hope that you guys will be really excited for that process and to kind of like be there along the journey for that. And I know we're just so excited, and we just have all of these ideas about all the things that we want to do and how we want to live in New Zealand. And it's going to be really beautiful because we've always wanted to live out of an urban area. We have both been kind of urban dwellers our entire life. Like, yes, I have this vegetable garden here in Los Angeles, but it's a concrete jungle all around me, as you guys can probably hear in this video. You know, I have neighbors on all sides of me and cars going by, and lots of noise at all times. And we're looking really forward to moving to a place that has less concrete around, and just honestly like more space for us to kind of just like spread our wings and grow not only ourselves but grow food. We have both fallen so in love with the process of growing food, and New Zealand just has so much space. So it's very countryside there. There's just so many different elements to it. They have like beach cities, they have countryside, they have places where it's mixed of both, and we just really dream like every day together and look at all of the different options that we have. New Zealand is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my entire life, and so we're really excited to just kind of live countryside, food growing, and just having lots of space for our kids to run and our dogs to play, and just kind of like get out of the city. We've been urban dwellers for a long time now, and I think within both of our hearts, we've always wanted to be in a more remote, more countryside, just more like farm-like living, a more homestead lifestyle, but not in the city. That is my big news for you guys. Those of you who stuck around to the end of the video, thank you so much for doing so, and let me know what you guys think about that new chapter in our life, and just kind of how your brain's unraveling that, and if you guys have any thoughts, and if you're excited or whatever, just let me know what you guys think. As we get further into the process of the visa, and when we have more of an idea of when we'll actually make the move, I will definitely dedicate an entire video to the process and to an announcement of us moving to New Zealand. This one was kind of off the cuff because it's just kind of like a life update, and you know, you guys submitted that question several times, so I wanted to just let you guys know that the visa process has started. But I will definitely do a dedicated video talking through like what the plan is, why, who, what, where, when, all that good stuff. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a thumbs up. I loved sitting with you guys, chatting with you guys right here in my garden, and I can't wait to see you guys very soon in a new video. Bye!